Good morning. I believe I have a testimony. My name is Vanessa Alexander. I attend Holiness Tabernacle Church of God in Christ, and I have a testimony. And for some, it may seem many years ago, but for me, it felt like yesterday. Um, I always reminisce on God's goodness, God's mercy, and God's grace. I reminisce on how God kept me. I've had some storms, but He kept me. And one storm I saw God so perfectly in my vision was my during the time my mother was sick and I was unemployed for a very long time and kept questioning God. God, why are you keeping me unemployed? I believe I went out there, I educated myself, I have experience, and yet still you're not fulfilling that aspect of my life. Why am I in this turmoil? I want to earn a living. Why am I in this turmoil? It took me some time to realize God had put some things in place. My mother needed someone. During her trials of illness, she needed someone. And at that time, the only person available was me. So I embraced it. In the meantime, I was unemployed. I embraced it and I took care of my mother for 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, of anguish, of still questioning God. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? But in the end, I did see that I did understand why me. And I believed that if He took me to the storm, He's going to take me through the storm. And I certainly believe that He said He would never leave us nor forsake us. Okay, and through that trial, I realized that I had to put some things in my heart, some things that I had to remain faithful. I had to remain obedient, and I understood those, and I did those. I remained faithful, and I remained obedient. And in June, sometimes God would place some things in my heart, and one song that He did place in my heart was "My God is Awesome." And one day I had to get some things, and of course I'm unemployed, and I got up that morning and I was just praising God and singing, "My God is awesome, my God is awesome, my God is awesome." And I sang that song all day as I cleaned the house, and for some reason the song could just not leave my mind or my heart, so I kept on saying it. And at the end of the day, I went in the mailbox, and there it was, an unexpected blessing from God in the form of a check. So I knew God was in the midst. I knew God was in the midst. My mother died, and a few years later, I've always placed in, I've always put before God. I don't shout it out aloud. God, I need this and I need that. But I've always acknowledged that God, I would like to help you to help me in this area. And the area I wanted to help me in, I went to school for many years for human resources, and I wanted to work with the federal government, and so for some it's big dreams, but that was my dream. And God handed that to me on a platter unexpectedly. I did not have to interview for the job. Someone just called and said, "Hey, Vanessa, could you apply for this job?" When I thought I was applying, the woman asked me, "When can I start?" And that was just a catapult of all the blessings that was input. It was folded into that one particular blessing. Since that time that I went, I have been promoted 4 times, and there's so much more to come. So now I can see where during that storm, I didn't abandon God. I didn't say, "God, why are you doing this?" I did question it sometimes, but I didn't say, "God, you know, that's it, you did this and you did that and you no." I embraced it. And I understood, and I kept saying, and when it got so difficult for me, I said, "God, I know you will never leave me, nor would you forsake me. God, you will never leave me, nor would you forsake me." And I kept holding on to God unchanging hands. I kept holding on to it. I kept holding on and believing that God will do it for me. Believing that, God, I need you to help me with these situations. And God has certainly helped me. He has grown me in, because I had that belief that God did do it for me, and He did pull me through it, and He did help me through this. Because of that, certain other areas of my life has changed. There's certain other areas. The confidence I had in myself has grown tremendously. There's other factors of my well-being, my life that has been impacted because I had that faith and belief that if God could take me to a storm, He can take me through the storm. And and that could be somebody's testimony. And I believe that just take it to God. You don't have to shout it out to God. You just have to say, God, help me in this area. God, I would like this. Help me to achieve that. And I have spoken to God. And when I think about it, and one day, the deputy for my agency sent me a message and said, "Oh, you've reached this, blah, 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 blah." And my comment to her was, and I feel so proud of myself. I said, imagine a little Caribbean girl from a Caribbean island came here, and here I am now. I say, I thank God for that opportunity because God was with me there and brought me here, and He is working in me. There's a lot more that He has to work in me, but He's working in me, and He's showing me, I am here. I am here for you. I am here for you, and I will comfort you, and I will give you all your riches that you need. So keep the faith and know that God will never leave you, nor would He forsake you. Thank you.